All right, it's Headliner Magic, and I'm coming to you today with Section 2, or Series 2, of the 2010 Challenger, where we're blacking out in black suede the headliner and all these pillar pieces today. I'm going to show you how we're going to be removing these A-pillars, and we're going to be wrapping them today. Stay tuned. It's Headliner Magic. So we're back, and what we're going to be showing you is how to remove these A-pillars and get them wrapped today. So first thing you want to do is reach up here, tuck your hand in here, and just pull on that thing like that, and then that thing will be removed from the actual pillar post here. But inside there's going to be a locking tab, and I'm going to show you in detail of how to remove that so this thing will come right out. All right guys, so if you look in here, you're going to take a small flathead screwdriver, and there's a little locking tab right here, and you'll just take your flathead screwdriver and press that locking tab in and pull on this little clip here, and that will release this from the pillar post. And the reason for this strap is to keep this in place once the airbag is deployed. It keeps it from flying in your face. It just holds it right there, because this airbag that's along this trim will need room to deploy itself. All right, so now once you got that strap removed, you just tug on this thing towards you, and it will be removed from the vehicle. Again, it's just a plastic piece, and we're going to be wrapping that today. All right guys, in this section, or this series, what we're going to be doing is also wrapping this rear pillar here. And we're going to call that our D pillar. And reason being, because your front pillars is called your A pillars. The one that holds your seat belt in this area will be known as your B pillar. And then the pillar that's located right past the window here would be your C pillar. And if there's another pillar farther back, that would be considered the D pillar. And that's mostly in SUVs or something of that nature. But in this situation, we'll call that our D pillar today. We're going to actually be wrapping that as well in this series. So let me show you how we remove that. Very simple. All you're going to do is reach back there, tuck your hand inside of there, and give it a tug. And that pillar is going to come right out of there. Now, if you look, there's also that same little strap, their locking tab, located in there as well. And so I'm going to remove that out of there. There we go. And it looks like there's one at the bottom here again. So there's two of those locking tabs. And I'll show you once I get it out. There we go. So this is that post. And there's a locking tab that's going to be here and another one here. And if you zoom in here, it's just the same way as before. These little straps. There's one there, and there's one down below. So this little pillar will be wrapping, and I'll grab the other two out, and we'll see you inside. All right, guys, thanks for joining us today. What we got is all these pillars laid out here, and we'll be wrapping them in the black suede, as you can see here. First, we want to start off with cleaning these pillar posts, and what I'm going to be using is some lacquer thinner, and just gonna grab a rag, and I got my gloves, or should I say one glove, and we'll be going in, cleaning off all the oil, because that's what you want to remove from this, so you make sure the glue sticks well. When you're dealing with plastic, you just want to make sure that all the oil is removed from the pillars. So get a little bit of the paint thinner on here and just rub it real gently, and we're just making sure that we get all the oil out of there that will make it not stick so well. One good wipe is real good. You just want to make sure you don't go back and touch it with your fingers, because the oil from your fingers will get back onto the pillars. And I'll go ahead and wipe all these down, and then we'll begin our process. So here we are, guys. We got everything nice and clean, ready and prepped, ready to go. So I'm gonna get ready to start laying out my suede, and we're gonna hit these smaller pieces first because they'll be more easier to manage. So I'm gonna cut me a nice little piece of suede off here. That way it's easy to work with. Set all these other pieces to the side. Go ahead, spray it down with the glue. Like I said, you don't want to touch these pieces on the front side again, because now that they've been cleaned, we want to go ahead and make sure that everything is ready for sticking. So you just want to stretch this thing right on there. Make sure you can avoid all the wrinkles and stuff. Give it a nice little smooth rub. That way you know it's bonded in all the areas. Make sure your edges are nice and flat. Then when you flip it over, you want to spray it right at the edges there. And then we're going to tuck those edges and make sure they're all nice and tucked and neat. We'll stretch that real nice, and then we'll give it a nice little rub on the back side here. Make sure that there's no wrinkles. And one of the things you want to pay attention to is when you're getting ready to come to a corner, you want to basically pull it and wedge it in like a Dorito shape. So that way the two pieces overlap there. You want to zoom in there. You can see that you want them to butt up and meet there. It's what you want that to do. Then you'll take your razor blade and you'll cut on one side of the fold. Then you'll fold it back and you'll cut on the other side of the fold. And what that does, it makes a little triangular wedge there. And that's how you get the excess out of the way there. Then you just run your blade down it. Doesn't have to be super neat, but you'll be getting this material all the excess out of the way there. In the areas where there's little obstacles here, you just do your best to leave a little bit of fold on the back side. It doesn't have to be much, just enough to where it's tucked and it's not showing any type of cuttings on this front side. And we'll come to another little angle here where we want to overlap it there. Then we'll give it a nice little cutting. There we go. There you have it, guys. Nice pillar, all wrapped, neat, looking beautiful. Next up, we're going to work on one of these A-pillars. One of the reasons why I shoot the piece on the material is so it gives me a little bit of outline of how much surface I'm going to need to make sure I cover. Alright guys, so there's a nice A-pillar. Trimmed up in black suede. Again, that's the rear D-pillar. And that's how we do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock these two pieces out here, and I'll come back to you with a final. Leave us a comment in the description below and let us know what projects you're working on. What can we show you next, and what you would like to see. You got the A pillars, you got those rear D pillars, finished, wrapped, and ready to go back in. It's headliner magic, and this is what we do. All right.